What if your life is not your first? What if you've lived and died countless times before, carrying the weight of experiences you can't even remember? Welcome back to Soul Bridge Stories, where we explore the deepest mysteries of existence and the journey of the soul. I'm your host, and today we're diving into one of the most profound questions humanity has ever asked. Why do we keep coming back? Picture this. You die. You cross over to the other side. You experience peace, love, and understanding beyond anything you've ever known. And then, you're back. Born again into a world of struggle, pain, and limitation. Why would any soul choose to return to this cycle of suffering? Today, we're going to uncover the truth behind reincarnation, explore the invisible forces that bind us to this endless loop, and most importantly, discover how we can break free. What is reincarnation? Let's start with the basics. Reincarnation is the process by which the soul, after the death of the physical body, takes on a new form in a subsequent life. But this isn't just some mystical concept floating around in ancient texts. Dr. Weiss, a respected psychiatrist and author of Many Lives, Many Masters, has documented thousands of cases where individuals under hypnosis have recalled detailed memories from previous lifetimes. These aren't fantasies or imagination. These are specific, verifiable details about people, places, and events that the person had no way of knowing in their current life. But here's what's truly fascinating. The soul doesn't just randomly jump from one body to another. According to Sadhguru's profound insights in Death and Inside Story, the soul carries what he calls karmic memory, the accumulated imprints of all our actions, thoughts, and experiences across lifetimes. Think of it like this. Imagine your soul as a hard drive, and every life you live adds more data to that drive. Your fears, your desires, your unresolved conflicts, your deepest attachments. They all get stored as karmic imprints, or what yogic philosophy calls vasanas. These vasanas are like invisible threads that pull the soul back into physical existence. They're the reason why some people are naturally drawn to certain places they've never been, why others have inexplicable phobias, or why you might feel an instant connection with someone you've just met. The role of karma in reincarnation. Now let's talk about karma, and I don't mean the popular notion of what goes around comes around. Karma is far more complex and profound than most people realize. Sadhguru explains that karma is essentially the accumulation of all our actions, thoughts, and intentions. But here's the crucial part. Karma isn't just about good deeds and bad deeds. It's about the very act of doing, thinking, and being while identified with the limited self. There are three types of karma that determine our soul's journey. First, there's sanchita karma. This is the vast storehouse of all the karma you've accumulated across all your lifetimes. Think of it as your complete karmic bank account, containing every action, every thought, every intention you've ever had. Second, we have prarabdha karma. This is the portion of your total karma that's been allocated for your current lifetime. It's like withdrawing a specific amount from your karmic bank account to fund this particular life experience. This determines your basic life circumstances, where you're born, to whom you're born, your fundamental challenges and opportunities. And third, there's agami karma. This is the karma you're creating right now, in this very moment, through your current actions and choices. Here's the trap. As long as you're creating karma, whether positive or negative, you're binding yourself to future experiences. Even good karma binds you, because it creates the need to experience the fruits of those good actions. Dr. Weiss shares countless stories in his work of individuals who, through past life regression, discovered that their current life challenges were directly connected to unresolved issues from previous lifetimes. A woman with an inexplicable fear of drowning discovered she had drowned in a previous life. A man with chronic relationship issues found patterns of betrayal and abandonment spanning multiple lifetimes. But here's what's truly profound. These individuals didn't just discover their past lives. They found healing and resolution by understanding the karmic patterns that were playing out. Why do we keep coming back? So why does the soul choose to return to this world of limitation and suffering? The answer lies in understanding the nature of desire and attachment. According to the Tibetan Book of the Dead, one of the most comprehensive guides to the death process, the soul's journey after death is largely determined by its mental and emotional state at the time of death. If the soul is filled with unfulfilled desires, unresolved conflicts, or strong attachments, it becomes magnetically drawn back to physical existence. Think about it this way. If you die with a burning desire to see your children grow up, that desire becomes a karmic force that pulls you back. If you die with hatred or resentment towards someone, that emotional charge keeps you bound to the cycle of rebirth until that energy is resolved. But there's something even deeper at play here. Sadhguru points out that the fundamental reason we keep reincarnating is our identification with individuality itself. We think we are this body, this mind, this personality, this collection of memories and experiences. This sense of I am this and I am not that creates what yogic philosophy calls the ego, not in the psychological sense, but as the fundamental illusion of separation from the whole. As long as we maintain this illusion of being a separate individual, we remain trapped in what's called Samsara, the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The soul keeps coming back because it hasn't yet realized its true nature. It's like someone who's forgotten their dreaming and keeps getting caught up in the drama of the dream, lifetime after lifetime. But here's where it gets really interesting. The very experiences that seem to trap us can also become the key to our liberation. Every lifetime offers opportunities to resolve karma, to transcend limitations, and to remember our true nature. Some souls learn quickly and break free in just a few lifetimes. Others take hundreds or thousands of incarnations. And some souls, according to various spiritual traditions, choose to keep returning not because they're bound by karma, but because they want to help other souls find their way to freedom. These are the souls we often recognize as great spiritual teachers, healers, and guides, beings who have transcended the need to reincarnate, but choose to return out of compassion for those still trapped in the cycle. The mechanism of return. But how exactly does this process work? How does a soul choose its next life? According to Sadhguru's teachings, the process isn't random. The soul is drawn to circumstances that will provide the exact experiences needed to work through its karmic patterns. If you have karma related to power and control, you might be born into situations where you'll either wield power or be subject to it. If you have karma related to love and relationships, you'll be drawn to family situations and romantic partnerships that will activate those patterns. This is why some people seem to repeat the same patterns lifetime after lifetime. They're not learning from their experiences. They're just reacting to them in the same unconscious ways. Dr. Weiss describes cases where individuals discovered they had been in relationships with the same souls across multiple lifetimes, playing out different roles, sometimes as parent and child, sometimes as lovers, sometimes as enemies, until they finally learned to love unconditionally and forgive completely. The role of consciousness in reincarnation. Here's something most people don't understand about reincarnation. The level of consciousness you maintain at the time of death significantly influences your next incarnation. The Tibetan Book of the Dead describes in detail how the soul's awareness during the death process determines its next destination. If you die in a state of fear, anger, or confusion, you're likely to be reborn into circumstances that reflect those mental states. If you die in a state of peace, love, and awareness, you have the opportunity to choose your next incarnation consciously, or even to transcend the need for rebirth altogether. This is why many spiritual traditions place such emphasis on preparing for death. It's not just about having a peaceful passing. It's about using the death process as an opportunity for liberation. Sadhguru explains that for most people, death happens unconsciously. They're so identified with the body and mind that when these begin to shut down, they panic and lose awareness. But for those who have cultivated spiritual awareness during their lifetime, death can become a doorway to freedom. Breaking free from samsara. So how do we break free from this endless cycle? How do we achieve what the yogic tradition calls moksha, liberation from the wheel of birth and death? The path to liberation isn't about escaping life or rejecting the world. It's about transcending the illusion of separation while fully engaging with existence. The first step is understanding that you are not your thoughts, your emotions, your body, or even your experiences. You are the awareness that witnesses all of these phenomena. Meditation and mindfulness practices are essential tools for cultivating this awareness. When you learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without being identified with them, you begin to see through the illusion of the separate self. But here's the crucial point. Liberation isn't something you achieve through effort alone. Ultimately, it requires what spiritual traditions call surrender, a letting go of the very one who wants to be liberated. Sadhguru often says that the ego cannot liberate itself, just as a person cannot lift themselves up by pulling on their own shoelaces. Liberation happens when the illusion of the separate self dissolves, revealing what was always already free. This doesn't mean becoming passive or inactive. It means acting from a place of wholeness rather than from the fragmented sense of being a separate individual trying to get something or become something. The role of grace. Many spiritual traditions speak of the importance of divine grace in the liberation process. Grace is the mysterious force that can dissolve karma and transcend the normal laws of cause and effect. Dr. Weiss describes cases where individuals experienced spontaneous healing and liberation from karmic patterns, not through their own efforts, but through what can only be described as grace, a benevolent force that intervened in their soul's journey. Sadhguru explains that grace is always available, but we must be receptive to it. This receptivity comes through humility, devotion, and the recognition that our individual efforts, while necessary, are ultimately limited. The paradox of seeking liberation. Here's one of the deepest paradoxes of the spiritual path. The very desire for liberation can become another form of bondage. As long as there's someone who wants to be free, there's still the illusion of separation. True liberation happens when even the seeker dissolves, leaving only pure awareness. This is why many advanced spiritual teachings emphasize that liberation is not something you attain. It's something you already are. The search for freedom is based on the false premise that you're not already free. Living as a liberated being. But what does it mean to live as a liberated being while still in a physical body? According to yogic philosophy, a liberated being continues to act in the world, but their actions are no longer motivated by personal desires or fears. They act spontaneously, in harmony with the natural flow of existence. Such beings may still experience the full range of human emotions and sensations, but they're not identified with these experiences. They're like actors who play their roles fully while never forgetting that they're acting. This is the ultimate freedom, to be completely engaged with life while being completely free from it. The choice point. Every moment presents us with a choice. We can continue to reinforce the patterns that keep us bound to the cycle of reincarnation, or we can choose awareness, presence, and freedom. The beautiful thing is that this choice is always available, regardless of your past karma or current circumstances. Every breath is an opportunity to wake up from the dream of separation. Some people worry that if they transcend the ego and achieve liberation, they'll become cold, detached, or inhuman. But the opposite is true. Liberation doesn't diminish your humanity. It reveals the divine essence that was always present within your humanity. The ripple effect of liberation. When even one person breaks free from the cycle of unconscious reincarnation, it creates ripples that affect countless other souls. This is why the great spiritual teachers throughout history have had such profound impacts. Their liberation creates a field of possibility that makes it easier for others to find their own freedom. You don't have to become a famous guru or spiritual teacher to have this impact. Simply by awakening to your true nature, you become a beacon of possibility for every soul you encounter. So, why do we keep coming back? We return because we've forgotten who we truly are. We're caught in the dream of separation, playing out karmic patterns that we created through our identification with limitation. But here's the incredible truth. You have the power to break free from this cycle right now, in this very lifetime. You don't need to wait for perfect circumstances or accumulate more spiritual knowledge. The doorway to liberation is always present, in this moment, through the simple recognition of what you truly are. You are not your thoughts, your emotions, your body, or your history. You are the eternal, unchanging awareness in which all experiences arise and pass away. You are already free. You just need to remember. The endless loop of reincarnation continues only as long as you believe you're trapped in it. The moment you see through this illusion, the cycle ends, and you discover what you've always been: infinite, eternal, and absolutely free. In our next episode, we'll explore what happens to consciousness after the final liberation, what lies beyond even the cycle of birth and death. We'll dive into the ultimate mystery, the nature of existence itself. Until then, remember, every moment is an opportunity to wake up, every breath is a chance to choose freedom, and every experience is a doorway to the recognition of your true nature. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the deepest mysteries of existence. If this episode has touched something within you, please share it with others who might be ready to question the nature of their own endless loop. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, keep remembering who you truly are. This is your Soul Bridge Stories, and I'll see you in the next episode.